How to know my value in order to create an amazing relationship. Hello, ladies, and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Alex Cormont. I'm your love and relationship expert. But today, I have the coach of the coach, someone that trained me, and I learned so much with her. That's why I'm so happy that she's here. It's Lorraine Hamilton. Hello, Lorraine. How are you doing?
Oh, hi, Alex. I'm excited to be here. Thank you for having me.
Of course. As I said, I learned so much. You trained me as becoming a better coach, especially analyzing and working on values. So that's why I wanted you to be here. And so I'm so glad and so honored to have you with me. Can you introduce yourself a little bit? Because I know that you're in the coaching industry for a while now. If you can tell us a little bit about your story, please.
Yeah, absolutely. So yes, I have been in the coaching industry for a little while. This is my 16th year. So I started long before the explosion of online coaches and online marketing. So I was in there in the trenches right at the beginning, really. But yeah, before that, I was an engineer. So a little bit of a diversion from designing mobile phone networks to what I do now, but there is a link, and it was down to working in a very male-dominated environment for a long time, and that did have its challenges. And so now I'm really passionate about working with women who might find themselves not necessarily in a male-dominated environment, but just working from rules and expectations that have been put upon them that no longer serve them, and helping them to unravel some of that stuff so that they can live their life in glorious technicolor.
So we will talk about the purple hair movement very soon. But first of all, I would like to tackle the values, because this is what changed my life. You know how much you helped me by understanding my values, but also helping my clients, the people I coach, men and women, finding their own values. So why is it so important? Because I've seen this was a tsunami for me, like a big electroshock. And it seems like everyone knows the word value, but doesn't know the importance of values. If you can explain to us a little bit.
Oh, thank you for asking me this question. I think that there are a number of really key, important reasons why we need to know what our values are. And first of all, in terms of love and relationships, if we don't know what our values are, then we don't know what we're willing to compromise on and what we're not willing to compromise on. And so if we don't know what we're willing to compromise on and what we're not willing to compromise on, then it can lead to us resenting our partner because we feel like we're having to compromise too much. So that's one reason. Another reason is that it gives you so much confidence in who you really are, not who you've been told to be. When you really understand what your values are, what your motivators are, and your drivers, and no one can tell you that, you need to discover that for yourself. It really gives you a grounding in who you are. And also going through an experience of discovering your values, as you've done and that you help your clients with, just by going through that process, it helps you to understand just how unique you are, and that your unique recipe of values and priorities is something that drives you, but also I think gives you such an appreciation that everyone else is unique, and their unique recipe is not going to match yours exactly. So I think that leads you into having far more robust communication and recognizing that when I'm defending what's important to me, my partner's going to be defending what's most important to them, but it doesn't mean that one is right and one is wrong. So I think knowing that we're both coming from a slightly different perspective gives us more flexibility in our communication.
This is very powerful. And when I listen to you, I think it's an amazing tool also to fight the codependency, because there is so many women that are watching my videos. They think that love is about giving and forgetting about themselves and losing themselves. So they ended up in a toxic relationship or always needy relationship after relationship. So working on the values help us grow the self-confidence, making sure that we have the right partner, maintaining the love and the attraction, and feeling unique and different. So this is a very deep concept that can help anyone be happy in their love life. What could be an exercise? Let's say that we know the word values, but it's very difficult for us to identify these values. How can we work on it? What could be a good exercise to do?
Okay. So a simple exercise, and there are layers of depth to this. And I've got a resource that will help with some deeper level exercises. But something that you can start to think about right now is what's most important to you in different areas of your life. But before I go into that, let me just clarify what a value is, because sometimes if this is new to you, then it can be helpful to know what we're talking about here. And Alex and I are old experts in values now. So let's dial it back a little bit. So what values are words that it's not something that we can see and touch. A value isn't something that we can necessarily pick up and move. So, for example, money is not a value. Even family is not a value. But from those things, values come. Yeah, family is one that usually trips people up.
Like, I was about to say family could be a value, but no, you're right. It's amazing. I'm still learning with you. That's just so crazy. So insane.
There are so many values that come out of family, though. So we could have belonging and love and fun and challenge, even all come out of family. So it's thinking about the things that you surround yourself with that are important to you, but then thinking a layer deeper about what does that thing give me, or how does it make me feel? So to give you an example, when thinking about your work life, maybe what's really important for you to be able to feel in your work is that you are in your integrity, that you are working honestly. So those would be two values that are important to you. But in your family life, it might be different. In your recreation, it could be that health is very important to you and fun is very important to you. And then thinking about what's important to you with regards to your friends. Maybe it's adventure, maybe it's loyalty. So looking at the people and the things that you surround yourself with, and then asking, what does that give me, or how does it make me feel?
That is very powerful, because that's where we start to know each other and we know basically ourselves. That's where we really understand who we are and what we want. Do you think that we should also do the value of the relationship? So what do I want in my relationship? Maybe I want respect, maybe I want kindness. Do you feel that this is something we can also do as an exercise to start working on the values that we want in the relationship? Yes.
I think so. I would always encourage you to start with you first. And what are your values? And then what is the pattern that you're beginning to see from having that audit of all the areas of your life? What are the patterns that you're seeing? Is fun showing up a lot? Is belonging showing up a lot? Because that's going to give you a lot of information about what you're looking for in a partner, but also what you're looking for anywhere in your life. There are other ways to achieve those feelings. And so we don't necessarily want our partner to fill a gap, because we want to be fully functioning as two individuals that choose to partner together. So yes, we can absolutely look for what would enhance what I already have, but not necessarily looking for someone else to fill a gap. We should be able to look and fill those gaps for ourselves first. And another layer into this to make it even more powerful is, once you have identified those words, including kindness and respect and everything you're looking for, take some time to write your definition of what that word means to you. Because I've run groups where I'll have 10, 20 people in a room. We'll go through the exercise and I'll say, how many people have got love in their list? And almost everyone will say, me, I've got love in my list. And I say, well, is your definition of love the same as everybody else's, do you think? And then you go, oh, no, probably not. So actually taking some time to write down what does kindness look like to me, so that you're able to identify that in the behavior of a prospective partner.
Very actionable advice. That's what I love, because it's very clear. And this is the one that changed my life, because, I was working on my values and you asked me, but what does it mean for you, Alex? And then I started to think about the definition, and I realized that we all have our own definition. Yeah. Something that is difficult for me as a coach, not difficult, but it touched me emotionally. I coach women who have been during all of their years, their life, put on the side. They were not receiving any qualities or advice, and, they are difficult background. So they don't believe in themselves. They don't believe in love. They don't believe in anything. And that's normal. When we are in this state of mind where we are not feeling great, how can we just analyze our values, what is important for us, when we just have a bad image of us? If you can just give us maybe one exercise or just one piece of advice, a story that you have experienced, because in your training, I've seen so many women lighting up, becoming just amazing, great energy. And in the beginning, they were feeling down. So how can you help my community with this?
Oh, thank you for asking me this as well, Alex. Yeah, it's difficult to witness that as a coach, seeing the potential in your client and them not being able to see it for themselves. And it is it's something that we work as coaches for, to help people see their potential. When this happens in my practice, it's often because the women in front of me have been told how to be from childhood. From childhood, women in particular are told how to dress, how to sit, how to stand, how to speak, how to be likable. It's all about other people's perceptions. So that is the rules that are installed and instilled in us from very early on. And also we're instilled with other people's values. So we're told what to believe. We're told how to look. We're told how to do everything. And then when that no longer fits, there's this conflict in women in particular that I see, where they've been told what to do. That's the way that they've lived their life. But something deep inside of them is saying, this is not me. Mm-hmm. But the problem there is that without having the benefit of channels like your channel and advice and somebody shining a light on this, what tends to happen is we go down the path of, well, there must be something wrong with me. Mm-hmm. And there isn't anything wrong with you. Just what's happening is you're beginning to realize that there's this friction between what you've been told and what you're feeling. And so the first thing that I would say is actionable is just to take a few deep breaths. No matter where you are and how bad things are and what resources you may or may not have, we all have the capacity to just take a few deep breaths and really breathe in that there's nothing wrong with me. I'm just being invited to find out who I am. And
that is very beautiful. That is very beautiful. Thank you for this message. Sorry to cut you off, but this is what, ladies, you need to hear. This is not just words. This is the truth. This is what will empower you. This is how you will see your value. So when you look at yourself in the mirror, remember these words. Remember that you are very beautiful and that you have everything within you. We are just here to show you some exercise, give you some vision, actions, but you do the job and you will be happy. That's for sure. Sorry, Lorraine, I cut you off, but I wanted to say this.
No, and thank you. And I know it can be tough to hear in those hardest of moments, but what I would say is that you're still here, and that's to be applauded. So if you're still here, you haven't given up, and therefore there is room for you to amplify what is going well. And I would say that you have an opportunity to really start to explore, okay, well, what if I could rewrite my rule book? What could that look like?
So ladies, before we continue together on this interview, this video, I want to make sure that you will be able to download Lorraine's amazing free gift. So this will be in the description box below. You will have some workbook, you will have exercises, you will have something that will blow your mind, and everything is free. So please click in the description and go and enjoy this work. What did you offer, Lorraine? If you can just explain what is it exactly for them?
Yeah, sure. So what I've put together for you is 3 workbooks that you can download. One is around confidence. The other one is self-worth. And then the third one is around mentorship and community. So starting to shine a light on your inner resources as well. So in the confidence workbook, you'll find a deeper dive into the values process that we discussed earlier today. In self-worth, we talk about what would it be like if you could actually back yourself and ask for a little bit more? And in the mentorship workbook, there is a link to a guided visualization that will certainly help you on this path into seeing what your future could be and how to start acting on that now.
So ladies, this is for free, and I can guarantee you this can change your life. So you have to click in the description box right below, get it, do the exercises, and tell us in the comment section just right below, how do you feel about it? How do you feel about your life? Because the more you work on yourself, the more you identify your value, the best will be your choices in love. First of all, for your attraction, you will feel stronger, unique, and different. And it's my philosophy. But also, you will start avoiding toxic relationships where you forget about your values and you just let your emotions talk for yourself. So go grab these free gifts. Another question that I prepared for you, Lorraine, was about your experience as a trainer and as a coach. How do you see women changing? How long does it take? Is it possible for everyone? Whoever, what your age is, the money you have, or, your origin from where you live. Can you tell that everyone can change? Everyone can be happy. Everyone can, have a good love life also?
The one thing that affects people's ability and speed of change is their willingness. It's their willingness to look inside to have an external result. So my coaching students, my coaching clients come to me because they want something external to change. They want a new business, they want a new career, they want a promotion, they want something external. But the way to that external result is actually by looking inside. And so the people who are willing to do the work and willing to answer those hard questions and feel the feelings that go along with that work, they are the ones that will have the greatest results. And it doesn't matter their background, it doesn't matter their socioeconomic situation, it's all down to their willingness to do the work.
I love it because that's true. We all have the power within ourselves. We all have the ability to do some actions and to change. And by knowing the value, ladies, you will have a clear vision of who you are, where you can go, and how to build a great love life. Talking about relationship, when we have conflict with our partner, how can we resolve conflict by knowing the values? How do you think that this will impact the communication?
Oh, I love this question. Yeah, so values, I refer to my values as my moral compass, right? And I also say that if I'm working with a client, one of my non-negotiables is doing this values exercise. Because if I don't know their values, then I'm flying blind. And it's like that with your partner as well. Is someone that you're very close to, you don't need to sit down and necessarily do the exercise together. Although if you can, then I highly recommend it. But you do have an insight into what's most important for them. So when there is conflict, what often happens is that because our values are what drives us, it is what is 100% true and right for me, right? And I'm going to fight for that, right? I am going to fight to the bitter end for that. But my partner is going to do the same because his values are what's right for him. So he's going to fight for that. But if we have an appreciation of each other's values, then we can have more compassion for what is sticky for them, what is difficult for them. So my partner, to give you a personal example, my partner knows that I am straight as the day is long. I won't break the rules. And it's frustrating for him, right? It frustrates him. But he knows that that's something that he can't push me on because it takes me out of being me. And then it's just a mess. So he knows that there is a line there that he cannot cross in terms of my values. I know that there are lines that I cannot cross for his values, but there's still so much space underneath that for us to be flexible and for us to come to a compromise that works. I'll say one more thing about conflict, though. Compromising is often described as meeting in the middle. Yeah, that doesn't work. Because of what we've just described. If I'm right, then he must be wrong. And if he's right, then I must be wrong. There's no meeting in the middle. So what we need to do is actually find something that we agree on first. So anything. We could agree that the sun will rise tomorrow. We could agree. I usually say that tomorrow's Friday, but we're talking it's different days, so we wouldn't agree on that. But, there will be something that you can agree on. Agree on something because it gives you the experience of being able to agree. And from there, you can start to work out the finer details of resolving the conflict that you find yourself in. So don't think about it as meeting in the middle. Think about how can we go up and up and up until we find something that we agree on? And then we're working together to find a resolution.
I have found that every time we meet in the middle, there is resentment on both sides. It's not like we meet in the middle and we are happy. It's always we are sad and mad to meet in the middle. And so I love your example because if we agree on something, we share the same values. So we are now together against, the problem. It's not one against each other, who is right, who is wrong. So I truly love this advice. And, this is just opening my eyes, and I hope your eyes, ladies. So make sure to drop a like and to subscribe to the YouTube channel before to go grab the gift in the description. You have 3 workbooks that will change your love life, and it is free, 100% free. So you need to go grab your books and your workbooks, sorry. So, Lorraine, talk us a little bit about, I was very intrigued the first time I heard about you and then I met you with the purple hair. What is the movement of purple hair and how do you help women, every single day to feel more confident and to be aligned with their life?
The purple hair thing, it's kind of become its own celebrity. I just did it because it's a true reflection of me. I do like color and the color became more and more and more. And I was on a podcast interview a little while back, and the podcast host had asked me, what is the advice that you would give your former self? And the advice I said was, dye your hair purple sooner, because it represented me stepping into me at that point when I really owned how I wanted to look and how I wanted to show up. There was a ripple effect in that confidence and in that self-worth. And so this was the response to the question on the podcast. Well, the podcast host then said, oh, that's the title of your next book. And I was like, okay. So then I went and wrote the next book, and it is called Dye Your Hair Purple Sooner. And from that, there became a coaching program. And the coaching program is all about what we've been talking about today, Alex, about really unhooking women from the rules that they've been given, helping them find their values, understanding the effect of praise and criticism, really deep tapping into their deep intuition and connecting with their inner wisdom. So that became the course, and I didn't have a name for the course. And the people who were in the first version of the course really helped me to come up with the purple hair revolution. And I was like, well, why not? So that's how it came about.
I love the branding. I love it. I think it's very, it's something that we can represent. There is a moment in life, and it was when I first started to become a love coach, because everyone was telling me that I was full, that I would never make it, I would never be able to help people. So I started in 2007. So 1 year after you, I started in France, then came in the US almost 10 years after. Now I have a team in Brazil, in Spain, in Italy, in Germany. So it's when you are yourself that you embrace your life. And I've seen so many women being needy and codependent. So they put their happiness and who they are in the hands of someone else. No, ladies, you need to be yourself. You need to come back to the most important person, which is you. And by knowing your values, knowing who you are, you can transform your life. So regarding because I know you train people like me, coaches, to be able to practice and be better every single day. So you also have this group coaching with women. What kind of transformation do you see usually? What do you see, and what makes you be, oh, this is the best job ever? Even if it's not a job, it's a passion. But what makes you feel like you're changing people's life?
Oh, yeah, it's that self-belief. It's that aha moment when they realize that it is possible, mm-hmm. and that they're doing it. They have realizations and aha moments and breakthroughs all the way through, because a lot of what they're learning flies in the face of what they've been told all the way through their life. And I do see it as a specific issue for women because of the narrative that they have had growing up, which often comes from generation after generation after generation. And so whilst, yes, there are lots of opportunities now for women that maybe we didn't have a generation ago, the inner critic hasn't caught up. So a lot of not being at the behest of the inner critic anymore, actually being able to manage that voice, to really having that deep sense of confidence in themselves and knowing that they can tap into their inner wisdom and helps them make the right decisions for themselves, take bigger leaps, really respond to entering into their callings instead of a lifetime of perfectionism and procrastination and putting everybody else first and being overwhelmed and burnt out. Those are the things that usually are the pathway for people until they find the purple hair revolution, and then it's completely night and day.
Mm-hmm. That is very powerful. So ladies, you know what you have to do is to trust yourself. Grab the free gift. Let's start with the free gift in the description box below. If you have any question, you can leave a comment. You can also write to Lorraine. Lorraine, how can we contact you if we want to enroll with your coaching class, group coaching? How can we just stay in touch with you?
Yeah, you can find me at lorrainehamilton.net. And I am also on Instagram, LinkedIn, and Facebook. So feel free to find me there and connect and shoot me a message if you have any questions.
That is really awesome. I will include all the links just right below, also in the description. So thank you for your time. As you said, that we are not on the time zone, but you really made it for us, which is amazing. I know that, when we listen to your advice, we just can integrate them and it just change your life. So ladies, you know what you have to do. Lorraine, thank you again. What could be your final words? When I do interview, I always love people to just, finish the video. And what could be the final word? What do you want to say?
You have the power to be your own best coach. You just need maybe a little bit of knowledge, but you have it within you and we can unlock it.
That is very powerful. Thank you again, Lorraine. I will see you soon. I will ask you to come back on this YouTube channel for sure. Ladies, if you have any question, you know that you need to leave a comment and you can ask us any question. We will be here with Lorraine to answer your question. Smash the like button, subscribe. Join this amazing community of women from all over the world and start changing your life with the free gift just right below. I will see you soon. Thank you, ladies. Thank you, Lorraine. See you soon.
Thanks, Alex. Bye-bye.
Bye.